Welcome everyone, I am the Kaiju no Kami, and I am here to talk about my favorite movies of 2017. 2017 was a really good year for movies. There were a lot of excellent movies, so many so that my top 10 list was kind of struggling because I technically had about 20 movies to choose from. That's how good this year was. So what made the cut? Let's check out my list. Number 10. The first movie on my list is probably hands down the best X-Men movie ever, and that is Logan. This movie is very, very depressing. It's so good. It's so well written. The black and white version really does add a lot more atmosphere to it and does make it seem like it's a little bit more violent than it really is. It's a very well written movie. It's basically a family road trip movie with violence and action and all that stuff. This is supposed to be the final performance for both Patrick Stewart and Hugh Jackman, and they went out with a bang. Even the girl who plays X-23 is phenomenal. This is probably the best acted X-Men movie of all time, and the best X-Men movie that doesn't really feature the X-Men, but such a great send-off, and it's time for the series to reboot itself now. You're not going to be able to top this. Let's do something more comic booky. Number 9. Next on my list is a movie that is what Ghost in the Shell should have been and Alien Covenant should not have been, and that is Blade Runner 2049. Who knew that a sequel from a movie that is over 30 years old would actually be good, especially for one we never actually asked for? I don't know if I'd say it's better than the original, but it is just as good. It's very thought-provoking, it brings up a lot of questions. There's a few little snags it does have here or there. There are a couple scenes that kind of drag, and sometimes the shots of the environment, as gorgeous as they are a little long and drawn out. Other than that, though, this movie was great. I highly enjoyed it. I went in not expecting much of anything, and came out of the theater impressed. I can't wait to own it so I can watch it again. Number 8. This is another movie that I went in with low expectations and was completely blown away when I walked out of the theater, and that was Thor Ragnarok. It was fun, it was entertaining, it was comic booky. It's exactly what we wanted from the Thor movies. I don't know if I like it better than the first Thor, which was very Shakespearean, but it was such a godsend compared to the second one. Everyone enjoyed themselves. It had a perfect balance of humor and drama. There were a few flaws in the movie, especially that dealt with Odin. I'm willing to look past those, though, because everything else was solid. Hela was a great villain. Jeff Goldblum easily stole the show. This movie was just fun all around. Doctor Strange was great in it for his little scene. If you haven't seen Thor Ragnarok yet and you like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, check it out. If you're not a fan of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I don't know if it's going to win you over. Number 7. I didn't get to see the movie Hell or High Water until this year, so it didn't make my list last year, and had I seen it last year, it definitely would have. So I had to see Wind River this year because it's done by the same guy. Wind River is phenomenal. It's what The Snowman should have been. It's interesting, it's intriguing, the characters are well written. It's probably Jeremy Renner's best role since that movie he was in when he was the bomb squad dude in Iraq. I can't remember the name of it right now, but this is probably his best role since then. Also, who knew that an Olsen child could actually act? I liked her as Scarlet Witch, but here you really get to see her go all out. The story is engaging, it's interesting to see something taking place on a Native American reservation, which is pretty cool, and it's nice that they didn't actually sugarcoat their feelings and hatred towards the American government. The mystery was interesting, the ending was mind-blowing, you didn't expect that to come, and yet it was well deserving. It's a great movie all around, and one that I do want to check out again at some point. Number 6. Sans Cars 2, which I can kind of forgive them for. Pixar is exceptional in filmmaking and storytelling. This year was no different as they enhanced their already imaginative library with the excellently superb, brilliant film Coco. It was funny, it was dramatic, it knew how to pull your heartstrings, the animation was gorgeous, it was all around a good movie. It was interesting being about the Day of the Dead, which hasn't really been explored. Yeah, we had that movie Book of Life, but I felt like this movie did so much more with it that I actually went in expecting it to be like Book of Life, and within 5 minutes Book of Life just completely left my mind. It was nothing like that. This is probably one of Pixar's best movies. I'm going to say it's right up there with WALL-E, Up, and Inside Out as their best works. I really hope they get the awards and attention they deserve. Number 5. The next movie on my list is one that I have been waiting to see happen since Sam Raimi's first Spider-Man movie, and that is SpiderMan Homecoming. I was so impressed with this. Tom Holland in Civil War was phenomenal. I have recently read Stan Lee's Spider-Man run, and so I have this new depiction of how Spider-Man should be, and Tom Holland embodied that perfectly. It was like Marvel just ripped Spider-Man right out of that run and put him in this movie and called him Tom Holland to give him an actor name. He was that good. The movie's witty. It's fun. Just like the comics, it goes beyond being a superhero movie. It's a slice-of-life movie about a kid in high school who has to grow up and be a superhero at the same time. That's what Spider-Man is supposed to be. He's also got the quippage. He's funny. He's got the web wings. Yeah! Vulture was excellent. Michael Keaton did a phenomenal job as the Vulture, and he is probably one of the best villains of the Marvel Cinematic Universe thus far. I know some people weren't happy because Iron Man was kind of a mentor figure, but you guys complain that all the other movies, that The Amazing Spider-Man did nothing different from the Sam Raimi movies as far as the origin story was going. They do something different, and now some people are complaining, oh my god, they did something different. That's not fair. It's not supposed to be that way. He's not supposed to look at Tony as a father figure. It worked in this. It was done really well. And I love how there were a lot of nods to the Stan Lee, Steve Ditko, and Romita Sr. era of Spider-Man in this. I can't wait for the next one. I can't wait to see Spider-Man in Infinity War. Do not screw it up, Sony. You're already touching thin ice with your Venom and your Black Cat and Morbius movies. Number 4. Next on my list is the other Logan, Lucky. This movie was so funny, so well done. Channing Tatum actually did a great job acting. Adam Driver was phenomenal in this. If you don't know what this is, it's about these guys that go to rob a NASCAR event, and a lot of hijinks ensue. It's really well done. It's got a perfect balance of comedy and drama, and Daniel Craig plays a dude with a southern accent. I have not seen Daniel Craig look like he enjoyed himself in a movie this much in years. In fact, this is probably his best role to date. It was such a fun movie. Seth MacFarlane was in it, and he was pretty good for his role. I do think the movie could have been maybe about 5 minutes shorter, maybe 10, but the ending has a great payoff to everything that occurs. It keeps you going. You think it's going to go in one place, and it goes in another. This was a good contender for my favorite movie of the year. It just didn't make it. Number 3. This year was an excellent year for horror movies, and it definitely killed it. Did you see it? No. See what? It. Yeah. What did I go see? It. What? No, not what. It. Yeah, you know how that joke goes. It was so good. It was interesting. It was unique. I've never seen the Tim Curry version. I've only seen clips, and I don't understand how Tim Curry's a scary clown. Yes, Tim Curry looks great in it because it's Tim Curry, but how does he look like a demonic clown? I don't get that, and I don't want to watch the original TV movie until I see the second half to this one. This one, though, there was a lot of suspense. It didn't go overboard in the gore. Like, there are some gory scenes, but it didn't go overboard. It fit. The 80s aspect really worked well, too. The kids were potty mouths. Like, the one kid who's from Stranger Things did an excellent job here. They all were well acted for being children. They had great chemistry. However, Bill Skarsgård was creepy. He was demonic. He's what I see Pennywise is supposed to be. And I cannot wait for the second movie to come out because I really want to see more of him on screen. I also love that he wasn't there all the time, that he used other things to get to the kids. If you have not seen it, you are doing yourself a disservice. Number 2. As I said, this year has been an excellent year for horror. And good God, whoever thought that a comedian, Jordan Peele, who is a genius when it comes to comedy, could make an excellent psychological thriller horror movie. Get Out is such a great social commentary on our current society, It's so well done, so well written. It has suspense, it has tension. It's like Invasion of the Body Snatchers meets The Stepford Wives. And it's a movie I found gets better with every viewing. Even when you know what's going to happen in the end, as you're watching it, it keeps building on you and you're like, oh my god, I never noticed that the first time. I didn't notice that. Oh, that scene, now that I know what this scene is all about, wow, this works even better. Good God, this movie is well done, well written. As I said, it's a great social commentary on what's going on with racism in our country. This is, without a doubt, the best horror movie of 2017. And for a while, this was my favorite movie of 2017. As I said at the beginning of the video, there were a lot of fantastic movies this year. So much so that I could do a second top 10 list of 2017, but that would be a little overkill and kind of defy the point. However, because of the nature of it, I'm going to give some honorable mentions. Split, which I thought was going to make my top 10 at the beginning of the year when I first saw it, because it was so good I didn't think anything was really going to top it outside of a few selective ones. But no, there was so much that is now an honorable mention. Wonder Woman, Lego Batman, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, The Shape of Water, Detroit, Your Name, and because it's gonna piss fanboys off, because apparently this is the movie that's great news to hate, Star Wars The Last Jedi. It's a flawed movie, but I enjoyed it nonetheless, so screw you if you did not like it and you don't think anyone should like it because you hated it. Why? Like I said a few moments ago, Get Out was my favorite movie of the year, and then this came out, and that was War for the Planet of the Apes. Yeah, sure, there's not really a war in the movie, but holy Christ, it's another social commentary on racism, but it continues a story that has been building up over the course of 3 movies and gives us a spectacular ending. Not only is this without a doubt one of the best trilogies in cinematic history, but this is one of the best third movies in a trilogy to ever happen. A lot of times in a trilogy, the third movie is good, but can be kind of weak. This one is probably the strongest entry in the trilogy. Rise was pretty good, Dawn was phenomenal, this somehow managed to catapult and go beyond what Dawn was. I am so impressed with this. Andy Serkis deserves an Oscar nomination, if not an Oscar, for his performance as Caesar. The fact that this movie bombed over the summer is tragic. It is so good. Woody Harrelson is excellent as a colonel. Even though he's a ruthless, racist psychopath, you can kind of get his understanding of thought in this movie that you don't get with some of the other villains. All around a great movie. It's tragic, it's dramatic, it does have fun bits of comedy. Overall, it's a great end to a great saga, and again, the best movie of 2017. I hope you have enjoyed my list. Let me know in the comments what your favorite movies of 2017 are. What are you looking forward to in 2018? Have you seen any of the movies on my list? What did you think of them? Until next year, bye.